be talking about all things personal branding. Hey,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. So excited for our conversation this
This thing is
evening.
cutting off my head. I'm trying to get a clear
Position it well.
angle.
There we
I think that's
go.
good.
Yes, now we see
Yeah.
you. Hey everyone, welcome to Living in Fullness. Welcome to our Wellness Live. I'm in conversation with the beautiful Nthabiseng today. Alrighty.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is actually our second Wellness Live this week, and today we'll be talking about something that I think is like so important in today's community, which is personal branding. We all know where the world is going right now with, you know, social media, internet, everything. So I'm so excited to be discussing that topic today. I'm looking so forward today. And Nthabiseng was actually a part of our podcast this season, the live podcast. It was probably one of the most impactful conversations I've had. And I keep going back listening to it as well. You're just filled with so many gems. So I'm so excited for us to be doing this live together today.
I'm super excited. I must say, I also enjoyed that podcast. It was the best.
It was. It was really
Yeah.
fun. Okay, I think, let's just kick it off. How we always started off with becoming one of my favorite questions to ask, phenomenal woman like yourself. So let's talk about becoming in Nthabiseng.
Okay. Wow. Um, so there's this quote that I kept seeing, and I feel I want to read it first. So
Okay.
it says that is by Mandy Hale. So she says that have faith in your journey.
Mm,
Everything had to happen exactly as it did to get you where you're going next.
yes.
So when I speak about becoming, I look at my journey from growing up to where I am now. And I realize that as much as I'm becoming, I'm also unbecoming.
Mm,
I don't know if that makes sense
yes.
because it's similarly to learning and unlearning. So
Mm,
I'm in a journey of constantly discovering the strength that I have and to get out of that space that makes me want to doubt myself because I think even each and every individual can kind of relate. There were moments where you felt like you are so incapable of doing something.
yeah.
So getting out of that is a process, but I've I've gotten to a stage in my life where I realized that hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
You're becoming, you're also unbecoming.
Yeah.
So what you were then or what you thought you were then, if it's different from what your journey is, it's okay.
Yeah.
Let it go. Just appreciate the process. So I am becoming the best version of myself. I am constantly working on myself, working on my craft, and not being like I'm unapologetic
Yeah.
about who I'm becoming. I am not backing down in any way. I am making sure that I take up space in every way possible, and I'm not going to limit myself.
Yeah.
And self-doubt has somehow has been a problem in my life for the longest time, and not doubting myself because I can't do something, but because I would feel like I'm not good enough. So I had to break, like I'm getting more from those negative things. I'm letting go of those things that said to me that no, you cannot go to that level. You're okay at the second level.
Yeah.
I am going to the 10th level. So that's how I feel I'm becoming at this moment. So I hope that answers the question.
Oh no, definitely. And like I said, I really enjoyed our conversation, and one of them was your becoming story. So I really do urge everyone to please go listen to our conversation, because your becoming story is absolutely beautiful, and there's so much learning in it as well. But moving along, today we'll be talking about one of the topics under social wellness, which is your brand, personal branding, right?
Yeah.
Let's start off with what is personal branding. I'm sure we all know it, but like in actual detail, what is personal branding and what's the importance of your wellness in your personal branding?
All right. So in simple terms, personal branding is how you see yourself, how you present yourself, how you create yourself in
Mm,
any type of platform. I'm talking about how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, how you allow the world to look at you. And it could be because normally when you think about personal brand or branding in general, most people think associated with a specific career or a business that you're doing and all of that. But in actual fact, it's you are the brand, basically. And
yes,
what do I mean by you are the brand? So whatever that you do, whatever that whatever idea that you might have, whatever experience you might have, it starts with you. It starts with you presenting it, right? You can have the biggest business, but how you carry yourself, how you sell yourself, how you engage yourself with others says a lot. So it's basically that identity that summarizes or defines you in a way. And I think, when we speak about personal, because this is personal, this is something that belongs to you. It's
yeah,
so personal in a way that you have control of it. Because
yes,
sometimes we misunderstand the branding with the personal. Don't get it confused.
yes,
You own it, right? You are the main owner. You cannot think of it in any other way. You own it. You get to control it's personal, it's you. And now when we get into the well-being, the importance, or should I say the importance of well-being in personal branding. Now, let's firstly understand something which I think is important. Well-being is obviously a state of being comfortable, a state of being happy, a
yeah.
state of being okay. Am I still here?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
You
Your
disappeared.
well-being is the most, yes?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So your well-being is the most important thing, and a couple of examples that I can make when it comes to your well-being is number one, are you happy? Whatever that you're
Mm,
doing,
mm,
does it make you happy? Are you doing it for you or are you doing it for others? Tell me about your health. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of your mind, body, and soul? And when we speak about branding, personal branding, how are you protecting yourself from the world? We know that, with personal branding, it's not just associated with you creating content on social media. You can be very good in having a strong personal brand, even outside of social media, right? So meaning
yeah.
I'll make two examples just to accommodate someone who's not always on social media and someone who is, right? So if you're constantly on social media and then you get backlashes or people looking down at what you do, how do you protect yourself from there? Or getting negative energy, people not appreciating what you do, how do you protect yourself from there? How do you shy away from the negative energy? And similarly to someone who's not always on social media, when you get to interact with people outside, they are with you one on one, and they're telling you that no, you won't amount to anything. What you're doing is just not it.
Mm,
How do you
yeah.
protect yourself? How do you protect your peace as a person, right? And your well-being also has to do with what you believe in, and why you even started whatever that you do, right? And who you are. Who you are also plays a huge role, because you can come to me. I mean, let me make an example, and I think we spoke about this on the podcast. And I said that if I had to wake up in the morning and make sure that my day is starting well, happy, looking great, feeling good. The next thing I get to a robot and someone who is just angry about their life, who just is miserable and feels like each and every one needs to actually be a part of that misery. If they happen to just try to trigger that in me, what do I do? Do I allow that? Do I allow someone to just ruin my beautiful day? I started my morning well. Am I going to allow that one person to do that? So it comes back to, like, how are you controlling yourself, your emotions, your what is that belief? If you feel like you're beautiful, and next thing you're gonna be told, nah, you're not that great. Are you gonna, is your day gonna be ruined? What's gonna happen, right? So let's really look at it as, well-being being a work that you have to do, an inside job basically. Let it be an inside job, something that you constantly work on, and also understanding that no one is going to come save you from wherever.
Yeah.
No one is going to come and fix whatever that you're struggling with. If you are insecure, if you are you lack that confidence in you, unfortunately no one is going to come from nowhere to help you deal with that. You need to start believing in yourself more and ask yourself, who am I? What am I about? What do I believe in? What do I take? What don't I take? What do I agree on? And what do you say? What's your say? And what's your yes? What's your no? And you also understand the importance of saying no. You get my point? So that is basically that. Your well-being, protect your peace. Do you get to have moments where you connect to God, have a conversation with God? When I walk or run, I speak to God. When I see mountains, I speak to God. I have a conversation with Him. So what is that thing that you do that helps you to just protect your well-being and protect your space? I have plants. I have grays. I've got lights. I've got two twins. I call them light. I have a conversation with them when I water them. I have a conversation. How are you? What are we celebrating? There's so much grace. What are we appreciating today? So it's so important that you do that. And it all starts with you. It's an inside job. Listen, the rest is just a cherry on top.
Yes. I love that. I love that it's an inside job. That's powerful. It's really an inside job. Something that you mentioned very important there was the fact that you said that it's not only aligned with the creating part, it's not only with social media and all of that. Branding is so much more. Your personal brand is so much more. And some pointers that you mentioned there, take for example being and you're an employee at an organization. Your personal branding is so important there as well. So I don't want people to only think it's only for the social media space.
Yeah.
It's really not like what you say. I've had a conversation with my leader who has said, you know what, because you take care of your brand so well, it's so easy for me to speak of you in certain rooms. It's so easy for me to mention your name, and for me that hit me, and I was like, oh wow, taking care of your personal branding, being authentic, and what you said, it's an inside job. That's a perfect way of explaining it. You actually shared so much on wellness, but I want people to actually go ahead and listen to our conversation. Like, I'll keep on repeating this. It was one of my favorite conversations to have on it. But let's talk about the importance of your well-being in your personal branding. You actually shared a story that touched me and moved me. You said that if you don't take care of your wellness, how are you going to function? How are you going to be able to do certain things? There was a very vulnerable story that you shared with us. Do you mind sharing that with us again, just to show the importance of well-being?
Okay, so I think the story was about my previous work, right? I think that's the story.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, okay. I got a moment in my life where I had to make one of the most difficult decisions, and that was a decision of either quitting my day job or focusing on my business full time. So I had to choose, and it was the most difficult thing to choose because both of them were important to me. And at the moment, I was busy with a big project. So I was building a home for my family, which resulted in me having to get more money and making sure that everything is in order. So it was a very difficult thing, but at the same time, while my health was at risk, I even got symptoms of stroke. I think that part was, I mean, I was what, 32 at the time. I'm 34 now. So I believe that when my doctor said to me that this are actually symptoms of stroke, it hit me that actually what I'm doing is something that might affect my life. It might even take my life, who knows, because I am taking risks. And so what happened was I was at a level where my company, my IL design business was growing, getting more and more clients. So it was on demand, and I needed to constantly work on it and make sure that my clients are happy. I mean, the more you get business, you are happy because, hey, something great is coming. But now the challenge is that I was not even resting enough because I would get home, do whatever that I have to do, start work, sometimes sleep at around 2 or 3 a.m. 5 a.m. I'm up. I'm going to work. And that was not really working out great for me because my health was just not great. Energy drinks were like I'm drinking water. Like I would have an energy drink in the morning, during the day, or brunch, and then lunch, and then I would have 4 or 5 in a day. And mind you, when I get home and having to work again, chances are I'm going to have that or coffee. So it really affected me. So, but now fast forward, because it's a lengthy story, I realized that at that point, I was really relying more in my own understanding, meaning I did not trust God to take care of that. Now, in the part of the well-being which I wish for you to really take note of is that you can make all the money in the world.
Yes.
But nothing can amount to you taking care of yourself. Yes. Taking care of your health. Yes. It's sad to have all the money in the world and not even get to enjoy that money. Instead, you'll be lying in a hospital bed fighting for your life, and that money that you worked hard for, it will be paying your medical bills. And when you get out of there, you've got nothing to show for it. So I got to a level where, obviously, fast forward, I left. I trusted God to make a way, and He made a way. The house is finished. I was able to, I never, like a month never passed by without me having a plan of what I need to do. Clients kept coming more and more. And also it made me realize that, Nthabi, you said you wanted to start a business. You have a business now. You are a designer. You are the founder of this company. It means that you have the power to make it get wherever you want it to get to. Like if you wanted to grow, if you wanted to be a multi-million company, it can actually get to that. And you have a choice. You are the main decider. Of course, God being the center of it all, because something about us that we need to understand is that when you're ready to listen, God will speak to you, right? So when you're ready to listen, that's when God speaks to you. When you're not ready to listen, you will try all sort of things, they will fail, and then you ask yourself, God, why? And it's not because God is not there or God is not helping you out, but you're not ready to listen. You're relying on your own understanding. So whatever that He's trying to talk to you about, you're not listening. That's why it's so important also to understand wellness. You need to have moments where you listen, connect to nature. Yes. Go away, change the environment, connect to nature. Even in your home, create a space that will allow you to just connect more with yourself and just be inspired, being able to think and breathe. Don't be in a cluttered environment to a point where you can't even your desk. I'm not saying have all the beautiful furnitures and everything. Use what you have, like just use what you have, okay? So make sure that even your desk it's neat. You don't have everything all over the place. Create a space that will enable you to think, to connect more, to even connect with yourself. Have moments where you're not doing anything, but you are doing that self-introspection and asking yourself, actually, Nthabi, what's happening? Let's have a conversation. So recently, I've decided to start having meetings with myself, right? So as much as I'm an owner of a company and everything, I need to set up meetings with myself to say, okay, we even if it's an hour, that hour I set it, and then I take notes as to, okay, so what were we doing, where are we, why is this not done, what is the solution on this, so that's what I do. So it's so important to understand that. And last but not least, stop relying in your own understanding. Allow God to lead you. And I'm not going to advise you to just resign from the work that you have just because you're miserable or whatever. I'm going to say to you that ask yourself if what you're doing then is something that you do not want, or whatever the case may be, and have a plan, right? Unfortunately for me, well, fortunately, I had my business, but at the same time, I was not ready to just leave the full-time job. I feel like my coins were not that enough to allow me to do that. But I had reached a point in my life where I was like I didn't have control over it anymore. And when it gets to that level, my health matters more than anything. When it gets to that level, my well-being and my sanity matters the most. I want to be happy. I want to be in an environment that makes me happy. I want to wake up every day and do something that makes me want to just do more. I don't want to be frustrated having to wake up and be like, oh, can this day be over already? Imagine having to wake up and before you can even start your day, already you're thinking, when will this day be over? That's not the life. You don't want that. You can no, we cannot live like that. So what is that one thing that you love the most? And how are you willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that you are living your full, purposeful life?
Yes. Oh man, I absolutely love it. I actually shared about how wellness is so grounding. It centers around like literally everything. Today we're talking about personal branding. And how you have mentioned how your well-being ties into your personal branding. It's pointless, creating your brand and saying that this is my brand, but meanwhile you're unhappy, you're not well, you're not functioning. So I like how you mentioning like simple things like create a space in your home that will speak to your wellness. I love how you mentioned like the walking, the running, and how that also ties into what we're speaking about today. I absolutely love that. So before we end off, I want to speak about this because I think you don't share this more often, but like I want a lot more people to know about how you completed a whole marathon. I actually got asked a question. They're like, "Can you please have someone that will like talk about running because I'm on that journey right now, and I need to like find out how do I get myself prepared and to participate and all of that." So this is a question from someone that wanted to ask you on this about your marathon experience.
Phew, wow. First of all, I love running. I love running so much. And what's sad is that this couple of weeks I've been having problems. My, legs would be like were failing me every now and again. So I do short runs, which is still okay. And running is something that is too special for me because I get to also connect more with God and with myself. I got most of my ideas while running and, running and even walking. Let me not, speak just about running. Even when walking, you just start thinking about something that you might do, right? So Yes, I actually ran 42 kilometers. That was the Soweto Marathon. And shoot, I wish I had my medal to show you. Why didn't I bring it? I feel like I should bring it right now. Should I? It's not
Please,
far.
I think like definitely do that. We'll wait. All right, so for those who are joining us, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on today's live Wellness Live. We're talking about all things personal branding and how it ties in with your wellness and the importance of wellness. I just shared about how grounding wellness is. It's literally centering your soul, your body, and everything else around you. So we are actually sharing more about this conversation. Oh my gosh, yeah, the medals. So right now we are
I'm actually back. I've got so many.
Look at that. Like
I've got so many, but here's the one, the 42-kilometer one.
oh,
So this
amazing.
is Soweto Marathon. I actually ran 42 kilometers.
That's
So
amazing.
it was something very special for me and quite challenging at the same time. I did training for a couple of months, and something about running that one needs to note is that it takes discipline, it takes you being realistic about what you want to do, because you can't just run without training. You can't just run without properly getting that stamina. You cannot do that. Your legs have to be at the right space, and also the type of shoes you wear. All of those things are quite important, right? So it took me months to do that. And I want to say something which would be an inspiration to someone, and this is the fact that you can plan, you can practice months before and all of that. And when the day comes, sometimes you can get challenges along the way. When you thought, I got this, I've been planning, everything is perfect, it's possible that you get challenges ahead, right?
Yeah.
So obviously it was my first 42 kilometers. Before that, my highest was 32 kilometers. So it means I never got to 40 in any way. So I ran the marathon, and it was an exciting thing for me, but at the same time scary. And the beautiful thing about it is that as I was doing it, there were a lot of lessons, a lot of learning, a lot of discoveries about myself, to say, hey, you actually are capable of doing so much more. It wasn't now just about running. It was just speaking to me in a in a general way, in just everything that I do, to say, Nthabi, you're capable. You can communicate with your body. I always say that, have a conversation with your body, right? Have a conversation with your body. And I think it also works with health. When your body says, let's have all the ice creams in the world. I mean, I had ice creams today. Maybe that's why I'm talking about it. We can have all the sweets in the world. We can have all. You start having a conversation with your taste buds to say, but we cannot have this. We know that this is bad. And let me just make an example. When I got COVID a couple of months ago, and my taste buds were gone, but I would eat biscuits and everything. And at some point I was like, I'm not even tasting this. Why am I doing this? And I know that this is sugar. As much as I'm not tasting it, it's bad for me. So I had to have a conversation with my hands and mouth to say, hey, what was the point? We're not even tasting it, right? Okay, fast forward. What the marathon has taught me was that giving up is really not an option. And the most special part about the marathon is that along the way, I think we were at about 36 kilometers or so, there was this lady who decided to just sit down, and she felt like, I cannot do it anymore. And something about, because I had a couple of coaches coaching me, don't do this, don't do that. Like having to sit down, it really does wonders, not wonders, but it hurts your legs even more. It can give you so much pains and cramps to a point where you can't continue. So I was like, you're not gonna stay there. Let's go. I carried her. I was like, let's try to run. And she was like, no, I can't run. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I was able to run at the time because I still had a bit of energy. And I was like, no, it's fine. I'll walk with you. I'll hold her hand. We'll walk together. We walked together. And when we got to the last 3 kilometers, which was 39 kilometers, I was not feeling my legs. I was struggling to go on. And now she was the strongest at the time, meaning she was able to carry me through. We were able to finish the marathon together. I even have a picture. So what I'll do after this session, if you are concentrating here, I will try to put it on my story so that you see that picture of me and her. So what I'm taking from this is that together we can do more. Sometimes you think that you can do things on your own, and sometimes you can think that whatever that you're doing doesn't really mean much to someone else, but in actual fact it means so much. So it can come in different ways. So for me, it came with her getting more strength to help me, to carry me through, and then we were able to finish together and get our medals. For you, it can be you doing an act of kindness for someone and then them returning it in a different way, or God returning it in a different way by sending someone different. So never underestimate the little things that you can do. And there's someone who actually died on that day, unfortunately. May his soul rest in peace. During the marathon, ambulances were picking up people. Some people were like, there were buses going around. People were like, no, we can't do it anymore. They gave up. But for me, I was like, I started this. I didn't start to stop, but I started to finish. And I did that. And after that, I believe that I can actually conquer anything. And, you know, when you look at an activity, a running activity, you think that, oh, no, it's just about fitness and everything. But when you look at the bigger picture, it actually prepares you for more. That's why even in life, whatever that you do, it might not be running. You might have interest in something else. Look into that. Look at that one special thing that makes it stand out, that makes it unique, that makes it the best thing for you, and that makes you to keep going each and every day, right? So right now, I'm still able to just get out, do my runs and whatever. And I do it beautifully because I know for a fact that, hey, I'm actually capable of doing more. And it's exciting. And it also does something to yourself. So find that one thing that you love the most. And, you know, you'll never know. It can take you far. And never miss being fully present. That is something important. Never miss being fully present, because I was fully present when I was able to pick her hand up and say, let's go. I was with her when I said, let's try to run. And she said, no, I can't run. But I said, okay, I'm going to sacrifice my run and hold your hand. And let's go. We're doing it together. So had I not done that and decided to leave her behind, chances are I wouldn't have finished my race. So God is amazing, and I believe that He speaks to us in different ways. He probably said, no, grab her hand, take her with you.
That's so true. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this story. There was actually a question, well, a comment that was made by Mr. Ho, who said that that story, your vulnerable story, actually inspires her, and that's what I love about sharing about our. That's what I love.
She's an amazing queen, by the way. She's a friend and a very supportive friend, by the way. Yeah.
Love that.
Thank you.
Love that. You know, her mentioning that, I think that's the important thing about wellness. It's like it's a community. There's so much learning from it. There's so much love in it as well. I mean, check how you found someone and you hadn't known her. You found her there and you're like, let's do this. We're going to run. We're going to complete this together. And now how you mentioning that, you know what if, you know, this was God's way of saying that we're going to finish this, you know, through her as well. So I absolutely love this. Oh my gosh. And congratulations on completing it. Running is not easy. I won't lie.
It's not. And I still believe that I can do it again.
Exactly.
I was even ready to do the what do you call that? The comrade. Yeah. I was like, listen, but you know what? Yeah, all in due time.
No, it's definitely in your near future. So like, well done for completing the 42. And people don't understand the weather and that time that the Soweto Marathon is held. It's crucial. It's so bad. The weather is really
It
bad.
was
So
so hard. And can
yeah.
I just also, sorry to jump in, can I also just applaud the community of Soweto? Those people are so kind. They will just stand on the road, either give you water or they will have a bucket of water and then they will
Oh
splash
my
it. And
God.
you might think that, oh, that is a bad thing because you feel like, yeah, but it's the best thing ever. You feel like, can you just more? Because at the time you're sweating, your legs are burning, and the water kind of helps you to cool down and just keep going. So respect to the community of Soweto.
Oh man, I love that. Wellness inspires people and it just brings everyone together. And I absolutely love that. Just to lastly and just to close it off there, when we're speaking about personal branding and all of that, I think with what you have done, speaking about the wellness applied to it, it's understanding as well what you stand for your brand. You were not just only running the race, you were also understanding that my brand speaks of not giving up. What you mentioned, I start to finish. You're right. That's understanding your brand. That's understanding what your personal brand stands for. So I think that's very important how it all ties in together. So I'm really excited. I'm happy to be sharing the story. The things that you have done, the things that you're still going to do, and I want to urge everyone to still please go listen to the podcast because there's so much more. And this is only like limited time, but I want everyone to just listen to that conversation. Like there's so much to be inspired from your story and your journey. Last question, and this is from out of the box questions. Give us three tips. Three tips
Okay.
that I want to say that you always give towards people for their personal branding.
Okay. Number one, be authentic.
Mm.
That's the number one. Um, Number two, find your true self. Find your true self. That's another tip. And number three, work on being the best version of yourself
Yes.
because this is personal. So those and I think even on my channel I speak about that a lot. And sorry to add something, but I want to leave a question with each and everyone who's here. And I think it also is inspired by what you're saying now. I need you to ask yourself, what are the core values of your personal brand? What are your core values? If you can understand your core values, you will somehow have direction in each and everything that you're doing. So ask yourself that. If you don't know, find them.
That's so true. I love that. I love that. And I love the challenge to ask everyone that. That's very vital and important.
Yeah, I think you should even write on description, ask that questions. I
Yeah,
hope they'll answer.
definitely, definitely, absolutely. And then my last question, which I've been asking
Ah,
everyone.
okay.
My last question, and that is, I loved how you explained what living in fullness is. So just to share it with our guests tonight, what does living in fullness look like for Nthabi?
Living in fullness for me means that you you live a life, a purposeful life. You live a happy life. You live a life that you create for yourself. And you allow God to be the center of everything.
Mm,
I spoke even on a podcast to say happiness is the biggest thing.
yeah,
And happiness means you being happy, you making sure that you are kind to yourself, kind to other people,
yeah,
and you are living your life with intentions.
yes,
And you also not hard on yourself. Just be more loving and caring to yourself and allow yourself to just be human and allow God to just lead your path. Because if you're not going to do that, it's so difficult to even see the beauty of living in fullness, because you are stuck in wanting to do things your way when God can actually make a way. He will make a way. I can't sing, so let me not.
Oh man, absolutely love it. Thank you so much for being a part of today's Wellness Live. Congratulations again, because I know you're going to do the comrades soon. I know you are. Like I know we've taken it.
Girl, and I'm picking up more weight again. I don't know what's happening. You know what? I need to. This lockdown. I could be doing like marathons, but no excuses.
Exactly.
It's still possible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna complete 100 kilometers this month. I'm still behind, but I'm gonna complete it. So yeah, just keep tracking me. Keep tracking me. I'm gonna finish it.
No, definitely. No. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for sharing your medals with us. We love it. Absolutely love it.
Thank you.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for always speaking on personal branding and how it ties in, holistically with holistic wellness. And that's what drew me to you as well, is that you apply the wellness aspect to what you're doing. And I think that's very critical and very important. So I'm really grateful for that. So thank you so much. Oh, here's a fellow runner.
I saw that comment, and I just wanted to say, hey, fellow runner, how are you, fellow runner? How are you doing, fellow runner?
I love it. I absolutely love it. So keep on inspiring us in your journey. Please, everyone, do listen to our podcast conversation, but also on her YouTube channel, where she does share a lot of inspirational talks as well, and so much more on a broader scale. Nthabi is like your go-to, and I loved what you said, that wellness is an inside job. So I love that. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really love this conversation, and I appreciate the opportunity. I don't take it for granted. It means so much to me. So thank you, and thank you everyone for being here and your lovely comments.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right. Bye.
Thank you.